diretamente do nosso estúdio móvel do Winebar, agora transmitindo pelo Facebook e também daqui a pouquinho já vai entrar diretamente do YouTube. E a gente, como prometido, hoje vai falar sobre champanhe. E aqui eu tenho o Julien comigo, que é o diretor de exportação da Maison Vollereaux.
Boa tarde.
Boa tarde, boa noite.
Boa noite.
You already speaking Portuguese?
No.
You come
I'm
so
not.
many times here, so...
I know more and more words every time I come, but
Yeah,
maybe I can do a promise tonight, and next year I'll be able to speak more in Portuguese. What about that?
Yeah, it's a good promise. I will not do the same. I will not say that I'll be speaking French because I did that sometimes and I lost.
I know you're good.
Yeah, I have a few sentences only. Bom, gente, a gente, como sempre aqui no Wine Bar, ao vivo, a gente tem sempre um produtor ou alguém que vai falar sobre os vinhos. A gente, nesse caso, ele é francês, então eu vou falar em inglês com ele, vou traduzindo um pouco, a gente vai conversando em inglês, vocês podem mandar suas perguntas, quem está aí no Facebook pode colocar já nos comentários, manda as perguntas, quem está no YouTube tem o chat ali do lado, pode mandar também, e aí o nosso diretor vai mandar para mim aqui, eu leio a pergunta e a gente vai conversando. They will send us some questions. If it's a tricky question, I will not ask you.
Thank you.
We're gonna make it easy,
All
right? It's better.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Well, but you are, you need to tell us a little bit more about Vollereaux, the size of the company, how it is.
Vollereaux is is a sixth generation winery. Franck Vollereaux now is the new winemaker.
Yeah.
And the family owns vines since 1805. They were in Moussy, in a village called Moussy first, and then moved to Pierry, where the winery is now. Franck is the sixth generation, and we are, let's say, a medium-sized house. We usually say that we are a big small house and a small big house. In the middle, as we own 42 hectares of vines.
42 hectares de vinhas e é a sexta geração. Now is Franck Vollereaux that owns
And
the
he's the winemaker, yes.
Yeah. And he is the sixth
generation.
É a sexta geração que começou em 1805. Was a long time ago. And sorry, you were saying about the hectares.
42 hectares, which gives us a production of around 450,000 bottles a year.
450,000 garrafas por ano. You are talking about the whole production,
yes,
including
production.
Whites and rosés.
And rosé and vintages and safrados.
All of them. Yeah. And you have lots of different champagnes over there. We are going to taste two
tonight. Four will be available and are available in Brazil.
Yeah.
But in total, we make, let's say, 5 in the main range.
Okay.
And then we have another 3 champagnes that are the same than the Brut Reserve with a different level of sugar. We make Brut Nature, extra dry, which is a little sweeter than Brut, and also a demi-sec, which is much sweeter.
Demi-sec. I think ele estava me dizendo aqui sobre os diferentes champanhes que eles produzem lá. Então eles têm desde o Nature, né, que é o mais seco, passa por um Brut normal e tem até o demi-sec que é um pouco mais doce. I think that Brazil is not a big market for demi-sec champagne.
It's
I don't know if there's some specific market.
There are some markets. We do have some markets open in Africa, and they do like a little sweeter than the classic Brut that we do.
Yeah.
And especially when the trend is that people are more and more trying to find champagnes that have less sugar.
Yeah.
So demi-sec is it's not like it used to be. We used to drink demi-sec maybe 20 years ago. For my personal experience, we had champagne demi-sec with my grandparents on a Sunday lunch, family lunch. They would bring it out at the dessert, with the dessert.
Sure.
Demi-sec, you still have an older generation who still drinks demi-sec. But now the trend is to have less and less sugar in the champagne.
Yeah.
And there are some markets like Africa who like a little bit more sweet.
Perfect. Bom, a gente aqui hoje, como eu disse, nós temos 2 champanhes para provar. Alguns amigos nossos estão com os champanhes também. Esses champanhes estão com preço especial na Chez France, que é a importadora aqui da Vollereaux. O Brut está por 125, é isso? 125. O diretor vai colocar pra gente aí no chat, pra gente saber. I guess it's 125, the Brut Reserve. Is it the price here?
Here at the Encontro de Vinos.
No, for the website.
I think it's a little bit
More.
149.
149, sorry. 149. And the rosé, e o rosé? Remember?
179, I think.
179. De qualquer forma, 149 ou 179 é um preço para quem está acostumado a ver preço de champanhe, ou quem está acostumado a comprar. Realmente é uma coisa atrativa, interessante, que vale a pena, no mínimo, você prestar atenção. É isso? 149, 179. Muito bem. Can we start tasting?
Of course. I can't wait.
Otherwise, I'm gonna be here shaking, you know? I'm just waiting for this moment.
I haven't had champagne for the day. It's my first glass.
Yeah, I guess.
I need it.
Você, dá para imaginar, after that, I have to ask you about your job. Because you have to travel around 25 countries. And imagina que a gente está fazendo aqui um evento, depois eu quero contar um pouquinho para vocês sobre esse evento, que é o Amuse-Bouche da Chez France. E ele, como diretor de exportação, tem que viajar pelos 25 países aí, levando champanhe para todos os países. Deve ser um trabalho realmente muito difícil, que a gente... should be quite a very hard job.
It depends. A lot of people think that it's the dream job.
Oh, let's put so people
sorry.
can see the bottle.
Some people think it's a dream job
Yeah?
because you travel and you sell champagne. It's not like you are selling something else, like
Yeah.
curtains or chairs. Or
Yeah.
It's not as nice, and you usually go to nice places and meet really nice people. And but there is this bad part of you travel, you are far away from your family, and you stay alone in your hotel. You eat alone.
That's right.
Except when you are busy in some countries. Sometimes you cannot be so busy every day. You cannot work 24 hours every time you travel. So no, but I'm not complaining. I see beautiful places and different cultures and.
You definitely don't want to quit your job.
No.
No, that's right.
I need to assure and reassure Franck Vollereaux I'm not quitting.
Yeah, please.
But no, it's really nice. It's really nice.
Well, the first one, para quem estiver aí acompanhando a gente com o champanhe, se puder abrir também, provar, mandar pra gente, manda as harmonizações que vocês estão fazendo aí, a gente gosta sempre de saber o que vocês estão comendo, para a gente poder também tirar ideias aqui e aprender. The first one is the Brut Reserve.
Brut Reserve. It's the traditional blend of the three grapes that we use in Champagne: the Pinot Noir, the Meunier, and which are two red grapes, and the Chardonnay, which is white. The Vollereaux family owns the three. Even if half of our vineyard is Chardonnay, we do own the three grapes.
Okay.
And this is a blend of 1/3 of each grapes.
Ou seja, o Brut Reserve é we can say it's a classic blend.
Very classic blend. 80% of the production of Champagne in our region is a classic blend like this, of the three, with different proportions, of course, but classic blend of the three.
Esse Brut Reserve que a gente tá tomando agora, ele é um blend de 3 uvas, Chardonnay, Meunier e Pinot Noir, que é como ele disse, talvez 80% do blend de toda a região lá onde ele está. Claro que cada um colocando um pouquinho mais, um pouco menos. It depends on the soil, on what he wants to reach with the champagne, right?
It also depends on what the winery owns, because some small wineries only own Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. They don't have Meunier, so they're gonna produce something different.
Sure.
But depending on the style you want to give to your champagne, the proportion can be different.
Sure.
And also where the grapes are grown, of course.
And talking about style, how can we define the Vollereaux style?
The Vollereaux style is really the accessibility of the champagne. The house style is we are trying to find the purity, the cleanness, the freshness, and the balance of the wine. I usually say one thing is that all of our champagnes have their own character, but they all go to one point, and that point is really pleasure. Okay. Really pleasure. When you drink the Vollereaux champagne, it's all about pleasure. You don't have to be a connoisseur and there's nothing going everywhere on your palate. It's really, really, really nice, very pure, very clean, and easy drinking.
Yeah.
You know, to give you a good example, this is actually the Vollereaux family's favorite champagne.
Oh, yeah?
That's what they drink all the time. And this is also something that we like to call the early in the morning, late at night champagne, because it's pleasant really anytime.
É. Olha aí que interessante. Eu perguntei para ele então qual era, se ele podia definir o estilo da Vollereaux. E ele disse que o estilo é um estilo de acessibilidade, de tornar o champanhe mais acessível. Então, não tem esse aqui que seria o, entre aspas, o de entrada. Ele tem safrados, tem alguns mais tops. Mas a ideia é que ele tenha frescor, ele tenha balanço, ele tenha leveza e seja um champanhe direto que a gente possa entender ele facilmente e você não precisa ser um grande conhecedor para que você possa beber o champanhe. I'm just translating because
Sure.
it's very important to say that because it's important for us also to understand the style of the house. So we can understand what we are drinking.
Of course.
And I guess the accessibility is a great word for us, for your champagne, because not only because of the price, but also because of the what
style.
we have.
Yeah.
Well, we have one comment here.
Okay.
Paulo Sampaio from here in São Paulo is saying that Brut is very well balanced.
Very well balanced.
Yeah.
It's
He says that.
you know, it's not too sweet, not too dry.
Yeah, exactly.
And brings gives more pleasure.
Yeah,
It's very pleasant. You know, it's
Sure.
it's really it's part of the style of the winery,
Do
the
you
balance.
Do you think that this champagne goes well with, I could say, salads, white meat and stuff, but it's we already know. But do you think we can take it with spicy food, for example?
Spicy food is a little bit complicated because it depends on how spicy and how hot it is.
If you are in Thailand, for example, it's different from here, maybe.
If you go at a restaurant and you pick the
Very
meal
hot.
which has four peppers, it's gonna be hard to pair it with this.
But if
this
it's
is
a little spicy,
little spicy is fine. Little spicy is fine. Of course, all the seafood, oysters. That's also beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, by itself. You know, I have this funny story. I'm not sure if I can tell it, but
Yeah, you can tell it. It's only us here.
okay.
Yeah,
It's
no
Pierre Vollereaux, Frank, the actual winemaker, its father. That's his favorite champagne, and he usually tells a story. We like to welcome a lot of visitors at our winery, and
Sure.
he likes to welcome them, and he has a very nice sense of humor. And he usually tells a story. He says that he replaced his night table in his bedroom by a little fridge. Those little fridges that you can find in hotels, full with the Brut Reserve, full of it. And he says that at 6:45 every morning when the alarms goes off, his hand goes in the fridge, take a bottle and drink it.
And people believe that.
He gets
We don't
up.
know.
He gets up. He's singing. He goes in he puts the TV on. You know, no wars, no terrorism, nothing. Everything is perfect.
Yeah.
It's peace everywhere, and the weather is sunshine
Yeah,
all the time, every day. And he ends up in the bathroom looking at him. He's 72. He says, "Well, George Clooney is not better looking than I am." You know, that's what this champagne does to people. It's just makes them happy. You know?
Yes. A história, quem aí entende, a gente já tem mais perguntas aqui e mais comentários, mas o Pierre Vollereaux, he's father of Frank, right? É o pai do Frank Vollereaux, que he's still alive?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Diz que ele bebe um champanhe, ele acorda 15 para 7 da manhã, toma um champanhe e tudo fica muito bonito, fica tudo mais belo, não tem guerra, ele não consegue ver guerra, não consegue ver nada, porque está tudo muito bom, muito bonito quando está bebendo champanhe. Eu concordo com ele, acho que vale a pena a gente no mínimo tentar isso. We have at least to try to do that as
I
Pierre
think we should.
did that. Yeah?
That's the next experience we should do.
Yes,
You know?
we can have this transmission at 6:45
All right.
and try to do that.
And see
drink
what
a bottle.
happens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe it gets better.
I'm good.
Look, we have a question. Guto wants to know how long goes sur lit?
The Brut Reserve
Brut Reserve.
has a minimum of 3 years
Okay.
on lease, but it tends to be the past years we had aging time a little bit much longer to almost 4 years.
Ou seja, Guto, no mínimo 3 anos e pode chegar até 4 anos o Brut Reserve. Paulo Sampaio is eating Japanese food.
Okay,
With,
perfect.
with this,
Yeah.
I guess it's perfect.
Perfect.
Also. Before we come here, we had some, I'm going to say in Portuguese. Antes da gente entrar aqui, a gente estava comendo um tartar de salmão com esse espumante, foi muito bem. Tanto com o Brut, quanto com o Brut Reserve, quanto com o Rosé. And talking about the Rosé, maybe it's time
We should open it.
I'm waiting for that. And I'm gonna ask you another question,
Sure.
then we
Tell
keep
me.
the Rosé. Let's see. Eu tenho que ler aqui. O pessoal me manda... Hã? É o Beto? O pessoal me manda com uma letrinha pequena aqui, rapaz. Não é que eu não estou enxergando, é que a letra é pequena. Se nos 40 e poucos hectares dele existe alguma coisa de variedades esquecidas, como Blanc, Vrai, Petit... He's asking, Beto, from Brazil, is asking if you have some grape varieties, some different that is allowed in Champagne.
Yes.
Like Blanc Vrai, I don't know how to
No.
say that, Petit Meslier, Arbagne, or Fromentot.
Not Fomento.
No?
The 3 main grapes in Champagne are Meunier, Pinot Noir, and Chardonnay.
Yeah.
That's probably 90%. I don't want to say something wrong, but it's probably 90%. Then there are 3 other grapes allowed, and one of them is Pinot Blanc, but it's very, very tiny. I don't know anyone now using them. Very few wineries make a 6 grapes Champagne.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to find, and the best grapes that grow very, very well in our region, because we are in France, where the vineyard is at the more north of the country, with and it includes the weather that goes with it. So the best grapes that grow there is Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, and Pinot Meunier to make Champagne.
Sure. Ou seja, ele não tem...
But it does exist.
Yeah. Na propriedade deles não tem essas uvas. This one? Não tem essas uvas, mas ele conhece vários que fazem, que produzem, alguns inclusive que produzem com 6 variedades. É muito difícil de encontrar, mas existe sim. Olha aí. O Vitor Beltrame está perguntando se... this is a good question.
I love this question.
Yeah, Vitor is asking you if you have already tried some Brazilian sparkling wine. And what did you think about it?
I have tried, of course,
You have to be honest.
Chandon,
Okay. Okay.
which is
Oh,
probably
no, from Brazil, right?
Yeah, from
okay,
Brazil.
okay. Yeah.
Tried Chandon in Brazil, and
Only Chandon? Oh, you only have tried Chandon?
Yes,
Oh.
because every
Vitor,
time
traz pra cá uma garrafa aqui pra ele provar também.
every time I come here is for work, for my champagne. So I
okay,
already
right.
have champagne in front of me, so I drink champagne. But I like to try different things,
You know,
and Chandon is it's good. It's good.
and it reminds me that I lost another bet that we had, because last time that we were together, I said, next time I'm going to bring you... we're going to give you tonight, or no, I don't know tonight, but today you're going to have another sparkling wine.
Okay.
We're going to give you one. We
Which
have
one
one
is
here.
it? I've heard of one,
No, it's not Chandon. We have another one.
which is it starts with S.
I don't know. We're gonna see that. It's
Okay.
a surprise. It's
All
a
right.
big surprise
I like
for you.
surprises. All right.
So, Vitor, a gente vai dar uma garrafa para ele provar. A gente tem uma aqui, a gente vai dar uma garrafa para ele provar. Depois ele vai ter que mandar a resposta, vai dizer o que ele acha. But you have to be honest.
I'll be
If
honest.
it's bad, it's bad.
If it's good, it's good.
Yeah. It's not gonna hurt us. Only the producer, maybe.
No, I mean, it's. I'm happy that champagne is only a small portion of all sparkling wine is produced in this world.
Sure.
Just that champagne is such a strong brand, and with very, very, very strict rules in terms of production. And of course, it's a controlled appellation, so champagne only comes from Champagne, but it doesn't mean that the other sparkling wines are not good. And I do think that a lot of sparkling wine regions around the world should maybe not try to compare it with Champagne all the time. They should have their own personality and promote it as its own,
Sure,
and not
exactly.
trying to be like, oh, it's as good as Champagne. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
It's a different wine, different region.
Perfect. Before we talk about the rosé,
Okay.
Deixa eu só contar uma coisa, porque a gente está aqui na sala, lá fora está acontecendo um evento, o pessoal já quis entrar aqui, já trazer comida pra gente, um negócio muito legal. O evento chama Amuse-Bouche. Para quem não conhece, a gente até encontrou alguns amigos aqui. É um evento que a Chez France, que é a importadora aqui do Vollereaux, faz, que é muito legal. Eu acho que é mensal, deve ser alguma coisa desse tipo. Você paga um valor e você tem os vinhos aqui para provar. Cada vez são alguns vinhos diferentes. Aí hoje deve ter uns 12 vinhos, 10, 12 vinhos, alguma coisa assim. E sempre tem umas comidinhas, algumas coisas levinhas para você comer. É um preço super acessível, aí depende de cada cidade. Eles fazem também no Rio de Janeiro. Tomorrow you're going to be in Rio, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Amanhã tem no Rio de Janeiro, enfim, é um negócio super bacana para você poder ir provar os vinhos, você vai comer e beber, então na verdade você vai ter um retorno aí bem legal, vale a pena participar desse Amuse-Bouche aí. O pessoal já estava querendo, é tão legal que o pessoal já estava querendo entrar com comida aqui pra gente, daqui a pouco a gente vai voltar para lá. But before, I want to know about the rosé.
Yes, it's interesting to know because we are one of the few wineries in Champagne, the Champagne region, to use the traditional method. As we call it the rosé de Saigne, which means that we have a maceration of the skin, the red skin of the Pinot Noir grape with its white juice. It's the skin that gives the color to the juice. 90% of the rosé champagnes that are made in our region are made by blending and mixing red wine and white wine together. The Champagne region is the only wine region in France to be allowed to do this.
Okay.
But that's most of the rosé champagnes are made with a blend. And you know, in Champagne, we are all looking for consistency in terms of quality and taste, and that's blending red wine and white wine. It allows us allows the producers to have more consistency in terms of taste, at least. We are one of the very, very few wineries, the minority, to use traditional method maceration. Okay. So this rosé is a rosé de Saigne, pure Pinot Noir, with 36 hours of maceration.
Olha aí, a diferença desse rosé para a maioria dos outros rosés, dos outros champanhes rosés, é que ele é feito por uma maceração, ou seja, é só Pinot Noir, não tem como alguns outros podem fazer, e é permitido, não tem problema nenhum, a mistura de vinho rosé com branco para poder chegar no ponto que eles querem, no equilíbrio que eles querem, problema nenhum em relação a isso. A Vollereaux opta por fazer uma maceração só com Pinot Noir, 36 horas de maceração, e o resultado é esse. But with that, don't you lose this standard?
Consistency.
Yes.
Of course, you depend on the quality and the characteristics of each harvest. But the Vollereaux family has been making using this method for almost since the beginning. So we think we know, and our clients, they know that it's a rosé de Saigne, so they are aware that you know, from time to time there will be a difference, not of quality, but in terms of aromas, of style.
But maybe it's the good part, because you drink 1 year, then you want to know how it is next year. It's not going to be the same. It's gonna change something.
It's going to change, and it's the only one. The other ones are very constant in terms of style. But this particular rosé, and we think it's the right way to make rosé champagnes and use the traditional method.
Perfect.
It's a choice.
We have another comment. Rosé has a...
Já respondeu a pergunta.
Já respondeu?
Sobre a tonalidade do rosé.
Pronto. Paulo Sampaio, já respondemos a sua pergunta. Ele queria saber sobre a tonalidade, se tinha algum tipo diferente aí na elaboração. Já sabemos, é feito com maceração. Então, já está respondido. You said that you have 4 different champagnes here in Brazil.
Here in Brazil, yeah.
We tasted 2 today. What are those other 2?
So we have one that is been in Brazil since the beginning. It's a cuvée prestige. It's a vintage cuvée Marguerite, which has a special bottle.
Yeah, very nice bottle.
Vintage 2008 now.
Okay.
It's a blend of 75% Chardonnay, 25% Pinot Noir. I usually use one word to describe it. It's elegance. It's beautiful, full of elegance, very fine, a lot of finesse, and within the style of the winery, which is again this purity and this cleanness in terms of taste.
And it's Cuvée Prestige and
then the new one. It's a new one.
Yeah.
It's the Blanc de Blanc, pure Chardonnay champagne. that we just started exporting to Brazil.
And I heard that we are not tasting this today because it's sold out.
Yes, we are a victim of our popularity, I would say.
Yeah, exactly.
And so it's coming. It's coming back very, very soon. In a couple of, I think, 1 week or two.
Olha, os outros dois champanhes que ele tem aqui no Brasil é o Cuvée Marguerite. The Cuvée Marguerite is the top of the
Top,
range.
yes.
É o topo que eles têm, é sempre safrado. Eu já tive a oportunidade de provar. Realmente é, como ele disse, é elegante. E o outro é um lançamento, que é o Blanc de Blanc, que a gente não tem aqui hoje porque chegou no Brasil e já acabou.
Produced in total? Or
Quantas garrafas são produzidas de Blanc de Blanc?
The Blanc de Blanc? Around 70,000.
70,000. And to Brazil you send 10,000.
It's new soon.
Yeah?
But it's a new product, so that's why we are sold out, because we kind of launched it and it got popular, and Chez France got sold out, so it's coming back. So more and more, it's hard right now. It's a new product, so it's hard right now to give you some numbers about it.
Yeah,
So
sure.
we don't know, but we still do what we do is to give an alternative to Chez France clients and consumers in Brazil to access to champagne at a more affordable price.
Okay.
And that's also our position.
Perfect. I have a question about temperature. Yesterday, I was with our friend producer from Provence. And here in Brazil, we are used to drink the rosés of Provence very, very cold. We do that with champagne also, not very, very cold, but you know,
Cold, yeah, sure.
very ice and cold. What do you say about temperature? We are doing right, or we should do like Provence?
You know, I know,
Not so much.
I know her, I know Jacqueline, and I know her philosophy about it. It is true that having a wine a little bit warmer helps to get all the flavors.
Yes.
It is really true. Then I think it depends on the wines. For the Brut Reserve, I would serve it ice cold.
Okay.
Even if you like it a little bit warmer, you can still warm it up in your glass. But this is better ice cold. The rosé also quite cold. But when it gets to a vintage, like Cuvée Marguerite, I think it's better to taste it with a little bit warmer, because it has 7 years on lease, and the expression and the complexity is quite high. So it's better to have it a little bit warmer to have all the aromas
Okay,
coming.
perfect.
So
Eu perguntei para ele sobre a temperatura dos champanhes, porque a gente ainda está passando por aí por está se recuperando de ontem, que a Jaqueline, que é a produtora do Domaine Sancerre, que a gente conversou ontem, até quem não assistiu, se quiser, tem no YouTube, tem no Facebook também, na nossa página, disse pra gente, olha, esqueçam esse vinho super gelado que vocês bebem e bebam ele quase na temperatura ambiente, quase igual a um tinto. E a gente ficou meio assim, poxa, mas será que vai ser isso mesmo? Será que isso não é um pouco estranho e tal? Mas foi legal, a gente conseguiu provar um vinho que, na verdade, como a gente disse, foi um outro vinho rosé que a gente não conhecia. E aí eu perguntei para ele, falei, olha, me diz se champanhe também tem que mudar esse conceito. Ele acha que não. Brut Reserve é para ser tomado bem gelado, claro, não vai congelar a tua garrafa, mas bem fresco. O rosé também, quando chegar no Cuvée Marguerite, quando é uma coisa mais complexa, você pode subir um pouquinho a temperatura. We have more questions.
Okay.
Oh, we have lots of questions. I was talking a lot here. Márcio from Janela Laranja, it's a travel blog,
Okay.
and he's asking which country that is your biggest buyer. Which country do you sell more?
it's for the Vollereaux winery. It's changing almost every year, but right now good markets are Brazil, a very good market. The U.S., United States, Australia, Japan a little bit, and also we kind of focused on new markets for champagnes, and we are quite big in Nigeria, in Africa, and also brand new we send quite a lot of bottle in Rwanda, also in Africa.
Cool.
So it's changing. Finland also is a good market. So it's changing. We are focusing on exporting now. And it can change depending on the markets. But
Perfect.
those are the main ones right now.
Perfect. And now I have a tricky question for you.
Good.
I said I wouldn't do that, but I will.
That's fine.
We have some quite, it's not a fight, but we have different opinions about the glasses.
Oh,
There's some people that thinks that this one is better.
Okay.
Eu estou falando para ele, a pergunta é a pergunta do Beto Duarte, quer saber sobre as taças. Qual é a taça que ele acha mais adequada? There are some people that thinks that this flute glass is better for champagne, and there are some people that thinks that the big glasses are better. What's your
how
opinion?
big? Like
Bigger
big
than
balls?
that.
Bigger than that. I'm going to tell you. Each glass has its own kind of use.
Yeah.
This is beautiful at home, reception, when you have a little party. This is very elegant and refined with and when you have the string of bubbles in the middle, it's beautiful. Then if you want to do like more technical tasting,
Yeah.
it's much better those wide glass, like the wine glass, traditional wine glass, wide at the bottom and goes back narrow at the top.
Just like
Just-
white wine.
Just
for
like a
example.
white wine glass, and to get the aromas. But I think each glass has its own use for me.
You wouldn't take like a Bordeaux glass, like
No,
very big.
for me that's too big.
Okay.
For me that's too big because you're not gonna pour.
No.
You're gonna have full glass, and
Not you, I could
you
do
wanna
I could put.
you wanna swirl it,
Yeah.
and if you have too much air, you're gonna lose the bubbles. That's the difference
Ah,
with,
okay,
with the
okay.
still wines.
Right.
So you want a glass that is like just like a wine glass, but smaller version.
Olha aí, Beto. Para ele, essa taça aqui, como festa, recepção, essa coisa toda, é legal, bonita, sobe as bolinhas e tal, mas para se beber, mesmo talvez a taça de vinho branco, como a gente já vem conversando, como inclusive, quero aproveitar aí, já mandar também um abraço para alguns amigos, alguns produtores aí que acompanham a gente sempre aí no Winebar, que tem também suas opiniões. There are many producers here in Brazil that they have their opinion. It's okay, it doesn't matter.
Oh, each one has
Now,
its own
each one
opinion.
has his own
Yeah.
opinions.
I go to Italy and they drink it in bowls, like in
Yeah,
big
Yeah.
bowl of big glasses. So
yeah.
depends on where you are.
Pô, eu começo a falar isso, o diretor ele começa a querer me matar, ele começa a chacoalhar ali as coisas e fala, puta, não fala isso, não pode, e começa a gritar. Daqui a pouco se ele cortar a transmissão, você já sabe o que foi. Estamos falando coisa que não pode aqui. Mas, enfim, well, we tasted Brut Reserve
Brut Reserve.
and Rosé. Those two are best sellers of Chez France, I guess.
Yes, this and also the Cuvée Marguerite. Those
Os
three.
149 e 179. Preços realmente incríveis, fantásticos. Eu acho que vale a pena, claro, nós estamos aqui com o Julien, que ele vai sempre falar bem do Vollereaux, não tenho dúvida, mas eu acho que vale o testemunho de quem está acompanhando aí, quem está no chat aí, está conversando, que tenha provado. Para mim, é um champanhe que cumpre muito bem a sua função, a gente consegue aprender muito com ele. It's quite a champagne for people that want to learn a little bit about champagne.
Of course, and just to have a champagne to celebrate at an affordable price.
Yeah.
You know, it's champagne. It's accessible in terms of price and
Yes.
accessible in terms of taste
Perfect,
also.
perfect.
So it's all about really pleasure. The prices are good, and I'm not the only one saying that this is good because I'm not very, I'm not at the right
you're not the
place
only
to
one.
say it. But we get amazing scores also with this. This is 92 points Wine Spectator. Got a lot of gold medals in tastings in Europe. This is 91 points Wine Spectator. So we're not the only ones saying it's
No,
good. You
no,
know,
exactly.
some magazine and things. So
Exactly.
it's an easy buy. I would say it's an easy buy.
Sure.
You're never wrong. You're
Sure.
never wrong.
Perfect. Well, I would like to thank you.
Oh, thank you for
the-
having me.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to drink
me too.
champagne and have a good conversation. We are going back to the Amuse-Bouche.
Okay.
No, yeah?
Sure.
Gente, então, quero agradecer aí todo mundo que participou mais uma vez com a gente. É sempre muito bom ter vocês aí. A gente sempre faz bastante brincadeira, é muito gostoso conversar. Dessa vez a gente conversou com o Julien, que é o diretor de exportação da Vollereaux, que é importado aqui pela Chez France, com preços excepcionais, como a gente já falou. E você fique atento não só nos preços da Chez France, minha recomendação é que preste atenção nesse Amuse-Bouche, que é muito legal esse evento, vale a pena conhecer. So, Thank you and
Saúde.
hope I see you next
Saúde.
time. Saúde.
Saúde.
Até lá.